Yo, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yehoshua, this is Sound Some YYBY. Let's get straight to the point. All right, so what I want to do, I want to show y'all every audio that I could possibly think of. I think I got them all, but every audio interface that I've used has since 1999. You know, some I got rid of it. I'm gonna break the stories down, as you can see one right now. I'm gonna go through these audio interfaces. You can tell which one's new, updated. You can tell which ones is very old, and I'm sure you could probably guess which ones that I don't use, I don't have no more. But the thing is, at the end of this video, I want to see who can guess which one you think I'm using right now, and that shit's gonna shock y'all. It's really gonna blow y'all mind. Or which one you think I should use or I should have, and jot down the reason why you think I should have it. You know, because you know, it's always good to learn something new. But oh yeah, out of all these interfaces, it's only one I have now. I don't have out of all these interfaces, only one I have now. And I went through some of, like, in the last year. Oh my goodness, I done went through like 5 different joints, you know, and then bought it again and then got rid of it again. Like, I'm gonna tell you the stories. All right, so now this is the Quantum ES2, right? I actually had this one twice, and it sound good, man. Sound good. I really don't like the workflow of it. And when I had this, I was more focused on using Studio One because, you know, product, together, with each other kind of work better and everything. But it's a pretty dope. It's built good, solid. This is the one, with 2 mics, instrument A, B, C, and D. Auto, they got the auto, pick up the game real quick, stuff like that. I just didn't like the one button thing. And you're gonna notice that I tried a couple. I call them digital audio interfaces. But it's a couple joints I try like this, and it's just like, I just don't like the workflow of them. I like the, more of the analog type style, I guess, the ones where it's a button for everything, like the headphone, all the headphones, the mic, the microphone, stuff like that. But far as the quality of it, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're on that type of time with the Quantum, they got some of the lowest latency damn near out of all the interfaces that's out to this day. I think they got one point something seconds, something like that. Some shit like that, latency. Yeah, so that's tough. But let's keep going. This is the SSL2. I had this one. I actually love the buttons, love the, the build of it. The build of this one is better than the other one. I end up getting rid of this one because I had ended up getting a bigger one. What I loved about this one is that when I'm using Reason, Reason got the SSL board inside the DAW, and then it's the SSL concept. You got the 4K, so it's kind of like you recording the 4K style or the harmonics into Reason SSL board. But the SSL board inside Reason, it just has the workflow and look like it, but it don't have the sound of the real SSL, because SSL has nothing to do with what Reason created in their DAW. But the board, the console inside Reason is still crazy dope. I don't give a fuck with nobody saying it sound good. So yeah, this is the SSL2. Right, let's keep going. All right, so this is the Quantum ES4. So that's what I end up upgrading to, because I ended up getting that first Quantum, got rid of it, got this one, and then, it's something wrong with me, man. y'all go, you know what I'm saying? So I got rid of this. This one is dope. Like I say, it's the same thing, just more ports, more everything. That's it. I just didn't like the one button thing. I said, let me try, this one, see if it have a different feature, A, B, C, and D. This one costs way more. I sent that John back and then end up getting, something else, stuff like that. So I don't know all the stories in detail, but I want y'all to work with me. I'm gonna try to break this stuff down. Okay. So this is the Quantum ES4. Again, quality sound good. Real shit. Like these new quantums they came out with, hard, man. The quality. Then they got an extra software you download where, okay, matter of fact, it's another audio interface made by PreSonus that I'm gonna show y'all. You download the software with that one, and you can bring all the plugins in and record in real time with no latency. But for some reason, these are the latest, newest ones. Even though you download the software, kind of like the same concept, but you can't do none of that what the other one was doing. I'm like, why the fuck? These Jones cost more, but I don't understand why the Revelator that they came out with, the Revelator, has that option, but these don't have that option. I'm like, that's corny, you know. But let's keep going. That's why I ended up getting rid of the other SSL and got this one. And I just recently got rid of this one. Like, oh man, I miss it. This shit was like $4.99, like $500 fucking dollars, man. And I ended up get rid of this one to go back to the Quantum. Because I was testing different things out. I was reading new information, A, B, C, and D. But it still goes back to the point. I do not like the one knob thing. I like the knobs like this. My workflow is way better. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. So any audio face, I just come to realization that I'm like, you know what? Let me stop playing myself, man. They, you know, they good, but it's like I like the workflow of these type, but I got a knob for each thing. I can control it better as I go, because sometimes you forget to switch the button. When you got that monitor button on and you only used to using one button, and you know you got to switch it to the different options, it's tedious, it's annoying, and you can, if you don't pay attention, you can fuck around and pop your speakers, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I know I do. So maybe y'all cool with it, you know, you can get away with it, but me, I'm like, nah, you know, that one button shit ain't, you know, the thing. But these sound great, man. These sound great. I was thinking about if I do get any one of these audio interfaces back, I'm gonna go get this back, right? But again, I want y'all to guess to see which one I have. You know, so let me stop talking so much because I'm really telling on myself what I don't have, right? So, but the point is that each one of these I got and then got rid of again, right? So just keep in mind. All right, so this is the Vote. This is the Vote joint. It has some cool features on there where it's like, you know, like the kind of like the SSL with, you know, how they got the 4K. The Vote had like its own vintage style or compressor style, two options that you could pick for each microphone and everything. You know, again, I like audio interfaces with the knobs on the top. I don't like the ones with the knobs in the front. So you'll notice that, you know, only the old ones got the knobs at the bottom that I had, but I only deal with audio interfaces with knobs on the top. But back in the day, you know, they was kind of making them all like that, you know, with the knobs like right here, everything like that. I hate that. I like everything on the top because it's more convenient, you know, compared to trying to tweak buttons that you really can't see. You got to be like this and shit. I'm like, man, we're not doing all that. You know, so I like when they start making these joints like this. So this is the Vote Universal Audio. Pretty good. You know, it just, why did I get rid of this one? I think it was, what was it? I think it was, I wanted to get something new, or I wanted to flip my money, or, cause I be going through some random weird shit, bro. Like, you know, cause I'm good at buying equipment and then trading it in and get something and then get something else with the money and add some money on there, you know, that type of stuff. So I'm good with that. But I forgot the reason why I traded in. I don't know if it was something with the sample rate. It was something with this one. It was something with this I didn't like. I forgot what it was. I just don't remember, but it was something. All right, this is the Revelator that I was talking about by PreSonus. It's good for podcasting and recording vocals. Screen small as hell. This is the one knob thing. That's why I didn't got rid of it. But it do have the software that you can download where you can add the plugins on the at the beginning, and you can record through that real time with no latency, with no problems or anything. So, you can do podcasting with it, and you could do, professional recordings with it. But yeah, but it was real small, but the screen's so tiny. So, but again, it's the one knob thing I don't like. The one knob thing. Let's keep going. This is the M Audio Fast Track. Came out years ago. This came out at like 1990 something, man. Like, no, 90, no, not 2000, 2001. I think it was 2000. I think I had this in 2000, 2001 or something, or 99. One of them shits. I had this for a long time. Like, really, this was my first audio interface. Yo, it's real shit. This was my first audio. I thought you couldn't tell me nothing, bro. Like in 1999, yeah, this was my first audio interface. And you could not tell me nothing. And let me tell you, I had before I got my second audio interface, before I invested in another audio interface, I had this one for a long time. I had this for a couple years. I had this. It's only two that I had the longest, and both was M Audios that I had. I mean, like over 3-4 years, like 3, 4, 5 years top. After that, I've been trading, switching out like crazy, like it's something wrong with my ass. But this is the longest one I had because I was still learning those things, because I came from analog and I was feeling the vibe out. I didn't think I need anything else, and you couldn't tell me nothing about this one and all that dumb shit, and realized that once I upgraded, I was like, okay, now I'm getting somewhere. Let's keep going. So that's called the M Audio Fast Track. All right, so this is the M Audio M Track. Yo, I had this joint 3 times. The first 2 times I had it, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the one I had, but the knob, when I used to turn the knob, it used to always make my monitors crackle. So I was trying everything. I ended up buying new. It was like it was so annoying. I couldn't do with that crackle. Before I got rid of it, okay, the first one I got rid of because I thought it was just that. So I ended up getting the second one. I'm like, damn, I'm still having the same problem. Okay, so I start troubleshooting everything. Buying new cords. I ended up buying new studio monitors. That's why I got the ones right now, the PreSonus ones I got now. I had the JBLs before this. So I ended up getting these ones right because of that. Like, if I change it, let me say that it changed the problem. Nope, it was still the same fucking problem. I tried the wires, everything. I'm like, damn. So I ended up getting rid of this. Right? I ain't go back to it until actually I got this one right here. I got this one right now. But I got the smaller one where it got this is the hold on. This is the M Track 2x2, right? C series. Okay, I had this one twice. And no, I take that back. It's another one like this where it's only got one mic and one instrument. And I had that one once, and I had this one twice. Something like that, man. And I got this one. Well, the other one, I got it right now over there, so, but I'm not using it though. So that's not the audio interface that I'm using at this moment. I'm actually selling this one. This one is for sale, but it's a smaller one for sale, real shit. But, I always love M audio interfaces, but I was doing a lot of testing with the one that I have now compared to this one. I was doing like the direct monitoring testing concept, and I was plugging them in different ports, like to my USB power port, or then directly to my my computer, or then directly to the C port, and I wanted to sit back and see if it changed the latency numbers. And let me tell you, the other one, latency presented better than this. And the direct monitoring of the other one is way better than this. Like this one right here, I can't stand the direct monitoring. And I really don't use it. But I know that it comes in handy when you're dealing with artists who have to hear themselves. And it might be a little latency because I'm going to be real with you. I can record at 512 in Reason or any DAW where I don't have those latency problems. But people really be hearing this shit. They're like, yo, I can hear it. I'm like, is it stopping you from performing? That's the question. Like, is it stopping you from performing? Because 512 is like, it sound good to me. And I like to keep it right there because that's a good enough, enough buffer size where I still can use a lot of plugins and instruments. A lot of, like on 512 and Reasons, I can use over 80, 90 instruments, like 100 plus instruments before my joint start just doing crazy stuff. Like I can really use a lot of stuff, like stock stuff that's in Reason, man, just at 512. So when I'm recording, it's no problem. It's no latency, with most people. But every once in a while, somebody will say, well, no, it's too much latency. So I either take it down or I turn it to the direct side. But this direct sucks because when you turn the knob this way, it turns the music completely off. Like the music gets you eventually you can't hear nothing. It's weird. But the other one that I use now, you press the direct button, it doesn't take life from the beat. The beat's still hard. It still sound good. You might get a little bit lower, but you could turn your volume up. It's just way different. That's all I can say. I don't know if people ever experienced that or test the direct monitoring button on different audio interfaces. Like I thought it was just one concept, but it's actually two different concepts. And I'm like, I wasn't feeling this one. And the other one got way more less latency than this one. But they tell you that this one does, but it don't. So that's the reason why I got rid of that. Well, I'm not using it right now. All right, so this is the M-Track M audio. I had this one a while back, like back in Philly, in 2000, probably like around the 2000s, 14, 15, 16. John was dope, but again, I did not like the knobs right here because when it's sitting there, it's kind of like you got to really duck down to see what you're turning. You got to see the words. Like it just the workflow of it. I didn't never like the workflow of it. Then I don't like the. I like a lot of my inputs in the back of the audio interface, more inputs in the back. I don't like the inputs in the front like that. I hate that. I like my mics and the instrument, it could be one instrument. Because if I'm recording somebody who dealing with instruments, they right in front of me, so they can plug directly in. But a lot of the time I want all that stuff in the back. I want the wires to get out my way and they run wherever they run into. I do not like interfaces where all the plug-in stuff in the front. That's one of the reasons why I got rid of this one. Big knob. Cool, pretty dope. Don't like the knobs. Only knob I like was this one, but I didn't like these shits. These shits was, I don't know what it was. It was annoying, but it had a lot going on. What I mean is that it got a lot of features, but it was doing a lot of confusing things. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't understand it like I thought I did, but I mean, it's the same shit, inputs and the headphone volumes and the Q source, but it was like I can't really explain, but it was doing some weird stuff. But you can connect two monitors to it, 2 pair of studio monitors. It got a pretty nice setup that you can use it for. I should have gave it a chance a little more, but I just hated these little knobs because they felt so damn cheap. This was the only one that was like decent. These felt like they was coming off and they was so small and tiny. Like it was just weird, but I bought this from Amazon and I sent that shit back. The IO Station 24C PreSonus, dope. But this one you have to keep it plugged in. The reason why I got rid of this because one, I'm a simplicity dude, and this knob right here, I bought it for this main reason for this knob. But I thought you can hold shift on my keyboard and still move, I can hold shift on my keyboard and still move that knob. But it's like I can't move it in increments. Like you can still move it on hands, but you really can't move it in increments like how you can really move the knobs inside of a DAW. If that makes sense. Like if I hold shift and then get my mouse and then I push up the levels in Reason on the console, I could really move them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 10 increments. But when you're just moving this with your hand, you kind of, you're going to overdo the pushing of the level volume that you're trying to do, because sometimes you might get it perfect, but you just want to move it down small increments. And that really matters to sometimes how something sit inside of a mix. So that was one of the reasons. Now the buttons, how it's built, how it sound, remarkable. I had no use for none of this stuff on here. because me going on my way trying to use it on here is taking away my workflow, what I'm already doing inside of the DAW. Because I'm already hands-on with my keyboard and my hand on my mouse, and I'm in here tweaking stuff. Then I got my regular MIDI keyboard, as you can see right here, and I got a lot of knobs connected to certain things on here. So it was kind of like, what's the purpose of me having this? And then what I paid for it. So I actually bought this twice. I bought it the first time, sitting it back for those reasons. I say, you know what, let me give it another chance. I bought it the second time. They sent me a used, beat up one in a fucking box, just thrown in the box like black. I said, they crazy. I sent that shit back. You know, I said, they crazy. I say, you know, let me just get something else, you know. But that's when I was in PreSonus Studio One, because I was going back and forth to Studio One, Reason, Studio One, Reason, Studio One, Reason. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this, man. And when I was using PreSonus, I wanted their workflow. So that's why a lot of these interfaces that you see, they come from PreSonus, because, you know, the company product do work better with their own product, if that makes sense. You know, I seen a difference, but sometimes when you start opening and using it inside of other product, like Reason or other DAWs, it's like, okay, man, this shit just doing some weird stuff. Let me just get rid of it. So I was going through all that type of crazy stuff. C12, this is around the time I was big, heavy on Cubase, the Windows and everything. So this is one of the drones that Steinberg had created, was pretty dope. They had a version before this and they had this version. Actually, this is one of the first interfaces that I bought with the knobs on the top. So I had this years ago. This is with the knobs on the top. I love this joint. It was tough. And it has special features that you can do when you press these knobs. This is the first. That's what I understand about the integrated stuff. Integration. Like how companies make their own interfaces and they function better with it. Like, so for example, like when Reason came out, you know, when Reason made an interface years ago. That shit was dope by Propeller Heads, but they never made another one after that. And I'm like, damn, I actually liked the joint they had. That was the first time I experienced, you know, the ones with the big knobs where you turn it. I like the big knobs. It seemed like it just feel better in workflow when you dealing with certain stuff, you know, pros and cons to it. But Reason Propeller Head never made another one after that, you know, and the one that's out right now is so old. And when I see it online, it's just so beat up when people selling it. It just dogged the fuck out. And I'm like, man, we good with that, man. You know, so this was the first interface that I use with the I think this is probably my second audio interface that I had from the M track, the fast track. I think this is the second one I had for a minute. Yep, you can turn it to mono, put a little highs on the mic and everything, all type of stuff. So it was pretty cool, man. Let's keep going. All right, this is the Sterling. The Sterling sound good. Again, I didn't like the workflow. It was something about the direct thing I didn't like. I really had an issue with this one knob thing. Oh my goodness, like I was damn about to pop my speakers every time because it was just like switching. It was the most annoying switching. It was the most annoying switching to the headphones, to the studio monitors, whatever it was. It was very annoying, man. So I said I sent that shit back real quick. I bought it from Guitar Center and sent it back, returned it back. And that's when matter of fact, when I returned, okay, let me get it right. When the time that I had the audio interface, the universal audio one that I showed y'all, when I sent that one back through Amazon, that's what made me go get this one. Right. And when I say, nah, I don't want to deal with that. So what can I get for right now to get my music, so I don't stop my business. That's why I end up buying back the M Audio again, the M Audio Air, that type of joint. And you're going to see that in a minute, which is this one right here. I end up buying this one again. That's what I got right now, but I'm not using it. I'm not using it, right? So, but I have it for sale, decent. But like, again, I don't like that direct knob concept and everything. Let's keep going. This is the Tascam US 122 MK. It was decent. Again, it was the knobs on the top. I remember when these first came out. It did what it did. People still selling these on what they call it. Not Amazon, but eBay. So they still selling these joints on eBay. Yeah, keep going. This is a Mayono Pro Studio. This is pretty dope. It's small. It's made in Japan or China, something like that. The one got dope lights and everything. The lights light up different colors based on how hot the volume is and stuff like that. And you got a direct monitor button and 48V. This shit is very small compared to all the other interfaces, bro. Shit small as hell, man. And you know, shit sound pretty good, and you know, but it's so small, like you wouldn't even think nothing of it. Is this the last one? Oh yeah. So I got one more. Yeah, so that's the Mayono. I could check that out. You know what I'm saying? It got an instrument gain. It only got one mic, instrument gain, monitor knob, headphone knob. You know, that's it. Let's keep going. And then this is the M-Track. This was pretty dope. Again, the knob's on the top, you know, but you was able to plug your knob, you know, your stuff is in the top right here, like a mixer. I didn't like that part. Cause it's like, I'm like, they just in a way, like, you know, just made the desk look sloppy, you know what I'm saying? I like my stuff more, you know, I hate wires. And just the wires I got right now, I hate those. So that's why I was kind of glad to get away from analog, because there's just so much wires, man. And just, you know, I'm weird, man. And the less I could get away from wires, the more I would. But I know some wires we just gotta have. But you know, you gotta plug the microphone right here, plug the microphone right here, and then plug the other stuff. And it's just all these wires sticking up like that, just hanging off the thing, just make it look so sloppy and all that. And then sometimes when you got everything plugged in, it lifts up the interface. It always lifts up, like, cause the wires is in there and they hanging back and they going behind the table. So the interface always just like, you know, pop up like this. It'd be like this and it just pop up like that. You know, like it was just so annoying. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna get rid of this shit, man. So I be getting rid of stuff all type of crazy ways. But yeah, that's all the audio interfaces that I can remember that I used since 1999. Can y'all guess which one that I use right now? You won't believe it. And then if y'all guess it right, I'm going to tell y'all the price. I'm going to tell you the reason why I use it. Because again, I got 3 of these audio interfaces to this day, but it's only one I'm using. If that makes sense. This is YYBY. Peace.